The law cannot be enforced by those who break it. The police's express role is to The police's express role is to apprehend suspects and if met with danger or a threat, then respond appropriately and justifiably. Otherwise, what is the difference between police and gunman? That's according to Davili. Javon Ramdin, a big fat no. How would the police know exactly what time and where to find these criminals if they weren't working with a lead? Interesting. That's an interesting take right there, coming from Javon Ramdin. Let me see if I can get in a few more of the comments on our Facebook platform. Ronaldo, not when gunmen still killing. Simo says, yes, it is very alarming. It is getting out of control. And I'm getting the wrap-up signal. Thank you guys so much for participating in Public Opinion. The Business Report is up next.
Public Opinion was brought to you by Cleasing Industrial Supplies Limited, Industrial Automation and Control Solutions.
Drive the most exciting new vehicles in Jamaica. Schedule your 2024 Ford Ranger pickup or Ford Everest 7-seater SUV test drive now. Call or visit KIG today.
The time by KIG is
6:34. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Nationwide's Business Report. I'm Robianne Williams. Warner Bros. Discovery has told its shareholders to reject an inferior updated bid from Paramount Skydance to buy the company. It is the second time in less than a month the Warner Bros. Board has urged its shareholders to say no to the Paramount offer after announcing on December 5 that Netflix was buying the company's film and streaming businesses for $72 billion. The Warner Bros. Board said the offer was not in the best interests of shareholders and had not met the criteria of a superior proposal. Paramount had said its offer was superior to the Netflix deal, proposing to buy all of Warner Bros. Entities, including its TV channels, including CNN and TNT. In the currency markets at the close of trading today, it cost 159 Jamaican dollars and 37 cents to buy $1, 212 Jamaican dollars and 12 cents to buy £1 and 115 Jamaican dollars and 55 cents to buy the Canadian dollar. That's the Business Report. I'm Robianne Williams. Good evening.
Yo, check this out. This is Ding Dong Ravers, one of your patrons for the Sagicor Sigma Run 2026. And this year, we are bringing out the best as we run, walk, and wheel for the West.
Hi, this is Lisa Hanno, and I'm proud to be a patron for this run in aid of funds to repair and rebuild schools damaged by Hurricane Melissa.
Hey, Public Civil here. I spent my whole life trying to break records, but this record is going to be special.
We're aiming to raise a record $150 million for children in the West.
Well, everybody come jump up, lace up, wheel up, donate some money, everybody sign up. We are run for the West.
Sign up now at SagicorSigmaRun.com.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? GeoLand Title Limited is the place to be. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates, first-time registration, land surveys included, affordable rates and flexible payment options, National Land Agency adjudication and land titling waivers available. They have 8 locations island-wide. Call 876-754-6436 or visit their website at geolandonline.com. GeoLand Title Limited. Secure your land, secure your title.
If it's in the public's interest, it's the nation's business during Nationwide at 5. The nation's business.
Not a mercy. This one is very classic, dedicated to all schoolers who are taking it.
If you've ever struggled to pass an exam, then you'll know that students today are under great pressure to get good grades and secure qualification needed to move on to higher education. The problem is that too many students are struggling alone and could really benefit from connecting with hardworking teachers and other bright students in other parts of the country and the region. Join me, Dennis Brooks, this and every Friday evening from 8 to 9, with a repeat on Saturday morning from 8 to 9. For the A-Team, a study group on radio, my team of teachers, students, and experts will break down the syllabus, giving you information, tips, and past paper questions that will help you get top grades in your upcoming exams. Follow us on Facebook Live and on Twitter and be a part of the community. It's the A-Team, Fridays at 8 p.m. with a repeat at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. It's your free extra class on radio and social media. And it's right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis. Weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The E-Zone is here for you. With this thing of Honey Bee.
And Karim Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you say?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions. Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow! Ow!
Do you have a consumer-related issue? Want to learn more about matters concerning you as a consumer? Well, keep it locked to Nationwide 90 FM for the Consumer Hour with me, Nora Gay Banton. Weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m. For all your consumer-centric matters, stay tuned to the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
As we grow older, there are many challenges that we have to confront, but these years can represent the best in our lives. Coming of Age during Nationwide This Morning on Thursdays explores issues persons 50 and over confront. It also provides expert opinions on how we can improve the quality of our lives as we get older. That's Coming of Age, this and every Thursday during Nationwide This Morning at 6:51 a.m.
Good evening. Thank you so much for staying with us. And if you're just joining us, hello to you. This is Nationwide at 5. I'm Ricardo Brooks. And we are now inside the segment called The Nation's Business. The Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, has approved a range of measures to accommodate students in Jamaica who have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa. The council says it will administer both the secondary certificate and advanced exams in the normal format for all schools, but will offer the flexibility of a modified approach to schools in the worst affected areas. The CEO of CXC, Dr. Wayne Wesley, says students negatively impacted by Hurricane Melissa will have the opportunity to defer taking the exams until 2027.
All candidates based in Jamaica will receive their results in August 2026 with the rest of the region. In other words, there will be no delay. Where candidates register and pay for their examinations but no longer feel ready to sit the examinations, they can seek a refund or defer to another session in 2027.
And that's Dr. Wayne Wesley. He was speaking Wednesday at a press conference in Kingston to share the Council's plans and initiatives for the new 2026 operational year. The decisions came out of the Council's governance meetings in December of 2025. Meanwhile, CXC says it has begun offering exams online.
We are administering these January examinations, employing our digital e-assessment and hybrid e-assessment approaches. It is our intention to offer all examinations digitally in the next 3 to 5 years. Immediately after this January session of examinations, over 100,000 candidates will sit over 600,000 CSEC and CAPE subject entries in the traditional May-June examinations.
Dr. Wayne Wesley there, the CEO of CXC. Joining us to discuss further, the Council's Director of Operations, Dr. Nicole Manning. Good evening, Dr. Manning.
Good evening to you and good evening to your listeners.
A very happy New Year
and all the best.
Very happy New Year to you too. All the best. Sanjay?
All the best.
Yeah. So, Dr. Manning, the CXC has said exams will be administered in the normal format, but with flexibility for the worst affected schools. In practical terms, what does this modified approach actually look like for students and schools on the ground?
Okay, thank you for the question. So the modified approach is the administration of the paper 1, which encapsulates the multiple choice questions and the school-based assessment, or the paper 3-2, which is most commonly done by the private candidates. So the use of those two components are what CXC utilizes to provide a valid grade to the candidates, and that's what we call, those are the two components we utilize under the modified approach.
Mm-hmm. And how will CXC determine which schools or students qualify for this modified or special accommodations following Hurricane Melissa?
So CXC provided an assessment template, what we call our situational assessment. It is a part of the initiated response for disasters of this nature, and to collect the data from the schools across the country. We utilized that along with information from Mona GIS in terms of understanding what was happening in the parishes, as well as information from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. So we wanted to get a feel as to what was really happening on the ground, both from the school's perspective and generally from the country's perspective. In doing that triangulation, we realized that our analysis of 37% of the schools in those parishes affected, and I must say we use the preferred word center, because you can have a center that we utilize as a place where candidates will sit examinations, can be a church, can be other places, versus a school itself, right? So I want to make the comparison between the two. And in doing the analysis and getting the information, based on the information that we garnered, we were able to decide that the schools in the 7 parishes identified should get an opportunity to do either the modified approach based on their readiness or the standard examination, which would have been the 3 components, generally, paper 1, paper 2, and the school-based assessment, or the paper 3-2, understanding that some subjects actually have additional components.
Mm-hmm. And will accommodations apply uniformly across, let me say, centers and not necessarily schools, or could they be granted on a student-by-student basis?
So that's a very good question. The administration of any format that we're using is going to be at the center level. So if it is that we have decided that the modified approach is supposed to be done for what you call a school or a center, in this case, that will be done for all candidates for that particular school or center.
The deferral process, deferral to 2027, just walk us through that, how the process works.
So candidates may be registered. So registration is pretty much finished. You may have the local registrar, which is you commonly know here in Jamaica as the Overseas Examination Commission. They facilitate the registration, the first step of their registration on behalf of CXC. And they have pretty much completed that process. Now, after the candidates have registered, then we are aware that of the number of candidates we have. Now, they are supposed to forward that information to us for the May-June examination. So we are in the process of getting all of that data from them. Having received that and candidates have made their decisions, you do find situations like we have for disasters of this nature or what we had in COVID, where a candidate closer to the exam feels ill-prepared to actually sit the exam. And so we facilitate a deferral because some of them may have completed their school-based assessment.
Yes.
And so they do not want to redo that assessment. So we would hold the grade, the score, let me use that word, the score that the candidates would have received for the school-based assessment, and that is transferred to the next sitting selected by the candidate to do the other components. So they will do the paper 1 and the paper 2 in the 2027 sitting, remembering that we have 2 sittings, 13 subjects in January and all other subjects in May, June.
And you think reasonably assure students in the affected areas that none of this will place them at a disadvantage when compared to those who might have been doing the exams under, let's call them, normal conditions?
No, it won't, because it is still normal. Whatever we do, we maintain a secure and normal environment for the administration of the exam. What would be different is the fact that the candidate would have submitted their SBA this year, and it was scored, and the candidate would sit the other components, the paper 1 or paper 2, depending on what happened to them this year. So what we're saying is a candidate can defer. That means I have decided to do my examination in 2027, even though I completed my school-based assessment in 2026. That's what we're offering.
Yeah. Dr. Manning, I was very interested to hear about the exams going online, that within 3 to 5 years you expect to be offering all the exams online. And I was thinking, how does that work? Is it that I stay home and I just log on, or how does that work exactly? And forgive me, when I did CXC, I had to write. I had to get a booklet and sit down and write out everything.
Likewise, my dear. So when currently we have what we call our electronic assessment,
yes,
and that's proctored from a center. It is proctored within, if it is that you're a student at a high school, and that school is utilized as a center for CXC, then the proctoring of the examination happens in that environment. It may be that the school has a construct of the setting up of computers in the hall. It can also be that they're using your computer labs, but there is the same structure. There are actually requirements in terms of the number of feet between the desks, and wherever you are, whether it's a normal desk or whether you're using computers, the same facility, the same setup is required. Now you have, because it's electronic, everything is controlled from CXC's end. So we have codes that are issued on the day of the examination to open the exam, or better yet to say, make it live. And so the candidates, let us say they are doing a multiple choice exam, they are now able to go on and they can select their option for each question. And the good thing, you can still go back and you can do different, you can check, review your questions as normal. The good thing about the electronic assessments too, especially for those persons doing the modern languages, they can go and just some questions you have to listen to what is being said.
Yes.
That gives the candidate an advantage because they are not only digital natives, but you're also putting them giving them an opportunity to review a question that they want at their leisure without that dependency of saying that it can only be read twice.
Right. No, as I listen to you, yes, digital natives, but as you know, in many parts of this region, there's still a digital divide, rural versus urban in some instances. So is it that the students who are, or the schools, even the schools who may not have the resources, because that sounds like it would be a little bit more resource intensive, who do not have those resources, they'll still be able to manually write the exams?
Yes, so what we have done for January, this is the first year we're making electronic assessment mandatory for the multiple choice component. As well as for the constructive paper, which you more commonly know as the paper 2, where candidates usually write in a booklet.
Yes.
What happens with that is that the question paper is downloaded on the computer, which means you need no internet access after it's downloaded. So once it's downloaded, you need no internet access. And the candidate is writing his or her response in a booklet. Now that booklet becomes what we call a semi-secure booklet because it's just a blank booklet with some lines and general guidance for the candidate to look at question 1 on the screen and to respond to that question in the booklet. So they are guided by what is there. And so they really, the digital divide, we were aware of that and we have been doing our research, and that's why we were able to do it for January, because we have seen where we're accommodating approximately 10,000 candidates, which is equal to about over 17,000 this year in terms of subject entries, sitting the exams. And as such, that is in most cases 3 times less than what is normally accommodated in your May-June sitting. So basically, it's the same. Right, go ahead.
No. I just wanted to understand and to follow up on what you're saying. So will students and the schools have the option over time to choose between paper-based and digital exams?
In fact, they can do that. They were able to do that for the last couple of years. That was something that we always offered for the multiple choice component, because we wanted to get persons more comfortable with the multiple choice, because it's a selection of an option. It is the paper 2 that is a greater concern, where candidates will now move to the next stage of writing on the computer itself. And we have tested it before, and it worked. But I will say to you that we have a new system, and the system where you can accommodate the download of the paper, you can respond, and CXC has a 14-day window for that information to be uploaded to us. It's faster.
Yes. Please go ahead. It's faster and more secure.
And more secure.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that, because that's where I was going to go next. Because as I listen to you, I'm thinking, boy, in this age of cyber attacks and, unreliable internet connectivity and that kind of a thing, how do we ensure the integrity of the exam in that environment?
So we have what we call a secure client browser. So whether it is different examination bodies use different things. And so when you're proctoring, you have to have an environment that is on the computer, making the candidate, separating the candidate from the regular global environment where they could research on the computer versus being able to do the examination in a secure area. So what we utilize is called our secure client environment, and the candidates, when they're doing their exams, they're actually doing it in that environment. So they do not have access to Google or anything like that.
Yeah. Dr. Manning, learning and teaching and learning in this era is so dynamic and so interesting. And artificial intelligence, has CXC started to grapple with that? Because I observed something that I found very interesting. I asked my my little cousin a question, and she didn't even think about it. She simply pulled up her phone, asked ChatGPT, and told me the answer. And I thought to myself, okay, all right, cool. I suppose it's there and it's accessible and it's probably more efficient. But what does that mean for exams and assessments of as you call them, the digital natives that are coming up? What does that mean for their assessments?
Well, I will say that it's very important to understand that we have to accept the use of artificial intelligence, and CXC has done that. CXC has decided that we are embracing artificial intelligence. We have done two things. We have created what we call the Generative AI Policy Framework for the regional secondary education system, where this guides the policies for the ministry. But let's go straight to the students. We have also created what we call our standards and guidelines for the use of artificial intelligence in our assessments. And this is, of course, you can well imagine, as you spoke about your cousin just now, this is the guide in the development of the school-based assessment.
Yes, exactly.
Now, the school-based assessment is not a summative assessment. That means it's not supposed to be done as a one-shot. You just go, you give the candidate a question, and they respond. No. It is where you have research projects. You could have an engagement if it's agriculture. They're actually doing farming. They're actually doing activities, physical education and sports. So it's not supposed to be, that particular activity should not be something where you're just allowing the candidate to give them a question, what we would call as educators, just knowledge being regurgitated. So what we do is, that particular standard actually provide guidelines not only for the students but also for teachers in relation to what is acceptable in the use of AI. And as a part of the standard, I'll quickly say to you that the ethical use of AI and academic integrity is one of the big things for us. We have even placed information there to protect our candidates, because we say to them, do not use personally identifiable information. That means when they're doing their research projects, for example, your cousin would be probably putting out a survey, and that he or she would have to collect data on individuals. We're saying do not collect the data and make sure that that data is not identifying an individual, as well as placing your classmate or your teacher's information on the web. There's a lot of things, and we have been doing our sensitization. There's actually a document on the website that covers how AI should be utilized. We have gone as far as provide details in terms of how to reference and so much more. But at this point in time, candidates can only use AI for ideation generation, not for task completion.
Right. And finally, before we go, Dr. Manning, and let's come back full circle, what message would you like to send to students and parents they're really anxious about how Hurricane Melissa may affect exam outcomes in 2026?
Okay, so I would say to our candidates at this point in time, continue to prepare. I trust the administration, the teachers, and the principals, the entire teaching corps, who's working and feverishly, I know, preparing the candidates in terms of their learning environment. And I would encourage them to, of course, we're going to say study hard, but I'll also say that as a part of the studying, it's engagement in the learning, real engagement in learning. And so once they understand the fact that CXC is with them, we care about them, and hence we have, for Jamaica, given what you have experienced, we have created what we call our treatment of school-based assessment as a part of the consideration for our students in Jamaica. So it is important that they understand that the Caribbean Examination Council worked with the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, Information to understand what was happening, as well as our schools to to make sure that we have the best solution for our students. And so I know they will do well, and we wish them all the best in the preparation as they move forward to the exams, which begins in May, June. Even for those who are doing exams now, we would want to say all the best and continue to do what you do best.
Yeah. Boy, Dr. Manning, as I, participated in this conversation, I thought back, things have really, really changed and advanced. I remember my SBA.
Yeah.
My SBA. I think I wrote the entire thing by hand.
Yes, it's in here, Ricardo.
I'm just thinking back. I think I wrote the entire thing by hand, but I'm happy to see that the council is modernizing and taking into account all the ways in which technology has changed. Thank you so much, Dr. Nicole Manning, CXC's Director of Operations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Manning.
Having me. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. Yes, Sanjay. Yeah. I think I'm still going to write it out.
Yeah, man. Imagine you write something and make a mistake. You have to go back. You have to rewrite the entire chapter.
You can't cross out nothing funny.
Nope.
Yeah, I remember. Boy. 3 minutes after 7. We take the break. Come back with some more.
On October 28, 2025, Hurricane Melissa devastated Jamaica. But your government is mobilizing, reaching every community, delivering relief, and rebuilding together. The time by the office of the Prime Minister is...
It's 4 minutes after 7.
Taboo topics.
Bulletins after dark.
Riveting discussions.
Celebrity news and interviews.
Topics that are shunned by society.
And everything else in between. Bulletins after dark with Kareem Bulletins each and every Wednesday, 8 to 11 p.m. Bulletins after dark. No topic is too taboo or hard to discuss. Come get your mind blown and your curiosity explored. Bulletins after dark.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, nationwide this morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
We're on the final lap now. It's 5 minutes after 7, and the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, is hitting back at critics who've called for his administration to comment on the ongoing tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela following the ouster of Nicolas Maduro. Here's what he had to say.
Every day I pray for the nation. We are living in changing times, uncertain times, uncharted waters in many instances. And my job as the steward of your affairs and the servant of your wishes is to keep Jamaica safe, not to steer into waters for which we don't have to go, not to invite problems on ourselves when we have our own problems to deal with. This is not us recoiling from our principles and duties. Jamaica has always been consistent, and we have always been the strong voice of reason for small developing countries globally, and continue to be. Many of the issues that are presently being discussed, if persons who comment on these issues would only do a very cursory research into the matter, they would see the positions that Jamaica has taken and continue to take. So what is happening, Jamaica has already taken its position long before others would have sought to enunciate any current positions. So we give God thanks for keeping Jamaica safe in turbulent geopolitical and geoeconomic times. We have navigated those waters very carefully, very skillfully, and we will bring the ship of the Jamaican state to the destination of prosperity for which God has ordained.
That's Prime Minister Andrew Holness. He was speaking at the National Day of Prayer Service at the Power Faith Ministries in Portmore on Wednesday. The U.S. actions against Venezuela have triggered widespread international concern, with questions being raised about the future security and stability of the Caribbean.
Last Saturday's military operation resulted in the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia. More than 50 people were killed in the operation. The Caribbean community CARICOM has called for peaceful dialogue through diplomatic channels to ensure stability and prosperity for Venezuelans in their country. And that statement followed a meeting of the Bureau of the Conference of Heads of Government, and of course Jamaica, as the outgoing chair of CARICOM, is a member of that bureau. I think he hit the right note, Sanjay.
Yeah.
I was on Cliff Hughes Online, I think it was yesterday, and I made the point that I think I have reason to be hopeful, optimistic, that this is the right government to navigate these very, very difficult and uncertain times. And as the Prime Minister said, his government has had experience with these things, whether it be COVID-19, whether it be burial, whether it be the supply chain disruptions. They've navigated these things, and so I'm reasonably confident that they're going to make the right moves. And even when the Foreign Minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, I think in the presentation today, the Prime Minister said he was asking the religious leaders for a special prayer for Kamina Johnson-Smith because she had a very, very difficult portfolio, and made even more so difficult now that the United States is throwing the Caribbean region off its heels. So I'm reasonably confident that this is the right government to navigate these times. And again, always, I've been saying it from day one: pragmatism over empty rhetoric and symbolism.
And the Prime Minister is right also, Ricardo. You're steering a ship. There are certain waters that you try to stay away from.
Anna, you're a bungle.
Yeah? Why are you...
Know it, Anna, you're a bungle. Yes, Anna, Granny, that's Anna, you're a bungle. No, lose it, Anna, you're...
Leave it alone. Why are you going to comment on certain things when you don't have to? We don't learn.
Right, and it's a symbolism. It's the symbolism and the need for... I don't even know what it is. Self-aggrandizement, maybe. People just think you must say something.
At what cost, though, Ricardo? You make certain statements, and then unnecessary attacks are now hurled your way.
Yeah.
And then what is going to happen? As the steward of the ship, he's going to have to find other ways now to steer the country out of those waters that he never have to go in the first place.
Yeah. And what we should remember is, should he take that kind of action, and then there is some retaliation against Jamaica, and let us say the prized US visa becomes the target, as it is in places like Antigua and in Dominica, those same Jamaicans
would be criticize
those same Jamaicans would be howling and protesting. So far so good. Let's hope it stays that way. We're going to take your calls now. 630-9371 to 618-6730. Those are the numbers. Quick break, soon come.
Come into the parlor, there's a welcome there for you.
Welcome to the Mayor's Parlor with Desmond McKenzie.
From 1 to 6 p.m. every Sunday, you'll now get more of your favorite vintage music.
Put your head on my shoulder.
Nationwide 90 FM will transform your Sunday into a musical time machine that will take you way back.
Come with me. Let's go back in time.
This magic moment
Journey into yesteryear with Desmond McKenzie in the Mayor's Parlor.
I've got the music to jog your memory and make you smile.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the best in vintage music.
Come into the Mayor's Parlor every Sunday between 1 and 6 p.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
What's everyone talking about? It's Front Page in This Morning. Get the issue of the day this and every weekday morning at 7:20 a.m. on Front Page. This morning, morning radio the right way. Front Page is brought to you by ABC Electrical for a better choice in the electrical business.
Informative, educational, insightful. Let's talk justice. Tackling topics like constitutional rights and reform, domestic violence, and rights issues that affect you. Let's talk justice every Mondays from 1 to 2 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. Call in, share your thoughts, be empowered, know your rights, and let's talk justice, ensuring access to justice for all, courtesy of Jamaicans for Justice.
We're back with you on Nationwide at 5. We're taking your calls, 630-937-124, 618-6730. The YouTubers weighing in as usual. Jamaican for Life says, Dr. Manning from CXC was a good guest, was engaging and brought life to the program, and that they enjoyed that conversation. Javane Blake says, leave Trumpy business. It's not Jamaica problem. 1 p.m., don't let the PMP draw you out. They are the ones to say anything. Let Trump take them visa. Who am I, says Andrew, play it safe as he deep in the weeds with China. As in Jamaica's relationship with China, I suppose, is what he means. Let's see what else they're saying. Bali is saying it's the PMP style to just talk off the cuff. And welcoming the Prime Minister's caution. Oren says, I think AI is graduating lots of people with degrees, but mighty God, when they come into the workplace, you have to be extremely patient with them. Them qualified on paper, but good news, says the SBA, especially the Bio SBA, had to be handwritten. Yeah, I think I wrote all of mine. Them. I can't try to remember if I typed any of them. Maybe when I got to sixth form. I think that's when I first typed.
I'm really trying to remember, Ricardo, because I think I can recall doing the front page on, like doing a nice digital front page, but I wrote the entire SBA. Maybe, as you're right, when we got to sixth form, I think maybe that's the point that we
I remember,
actually typed SBA.
I remember typing my sociology SBA. Yeah. Caroline is asking, will it be compulsory for all students to do office procedures? Who will test their typing speed prior to administering the exams? English language will be impacted in a major way. But Caroline, Dr. Manning said something that is true, the whole business of these children being digital natives. The speed at which and the ease at which they cling to the devices and just have their way with it is amazing. And at very young ages, they take up an iPad and they know exactly where to find whatever they want on it, right? And they look up at it and say, you have any game on your phone? I'm gone with it. I'm gone with it. And you sit and you watch them and you get a call and just swipe where you call and just swipe where you call and continue whatever they're doing. So I'm not too worried about that part of it, Carleen, in terms of their ability to manipulate and utilize the technology. These children are already extremely, extremely advanced. What I do worry about is the divide, because I don't know if it's even across the rural-urban divide, and so that concerns me. Good News is asking, this is why Andrew, the Prime Minister, appointed General Anderson as the ambassador to Washington. Well, I don't know if he could have anticipated that this is where the world was going, but I think General Anderson was a good choice. Donald Trump seems to be impressed by, military men, So I don't see a problem there at all. Student for life, cause me say me all. Yeah, me telling all the time. Me left to write it, man. Javane Blake says my 3-year-old play a game. Yeah, they're really, really, really adept at using the technology and using the devices.
And it comes across so natural, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Nobody sits and teach them how to utilize the technology. You know, they learn over time. Very natural.
Yeah, man. 630-9371-24 618-6730. Those are the numbers to call. Lots happening in the news. What's happening in your neck of the woods? What do you make now that the Prime Minister has finally said something about the U.S. situation with Venezuela? How do you accept or assess what he has said? Student for Life says, Ricardo, I thank God for AI. Oh yeah? Google LM Notebook marks my teacher's lessons plan in 30 seconds, and in 20 minutes I get the entire plan in audio. Oh, okay, so you use it to write lesson plans. But tell me, Student for Life, when you use the AI to do that, do you then go over it to make sure that, you know, it takes into account nuances like the culture and that kind of a thing? How do you make sure that what it produces is good enough for you? I gather some people just, you know, give it the prompt, and then whatever it produces, they just turn it in.
No, that would be foolhardy of anyone to do that. You'd have to go through and just ensure that it matches, as you indicated, the culture, the cultural realities of where you are, etc.
But I don't think some people are doing that, you know, because I think I've seen cases now where lawyers are relying on it, and it's citing cases that don't exist.
Oh, gee.
Citing precedents that don't exist. So it's pretty risky, you know.
Yeah.
Barbara Ellington says, no child is allowed to touch my phone. Oh dear, Auntie Barbara. Let them play a game, man. Let them play a game. Josephine says, my 5-year-old knows more about smartphones than me. Frank White says, Google's AI is 80% accurate. Yeah. Carlene says the plan has to be adjusted to the culture, age, learning levels, etc. Ricardo. Well, yeah, fair, Carlene. That's fair. Yeah? So the YouTubers are having their say. Garfield Edwards says we can do more in Jamaica with children using computers to do schoolwork. They're not required to use it at home here in Maryland, but they must bring it to school. Oh, so they mandate that they have to carry a device to school, Garfield. I think some schools in Jamaica do that, you know. I'm not sure if the public schools, maybe not the public schools, but I think some private schools do. Student for Life, in answering me, says, yes, we have to. I am specific in my instruction. I am a Jamaican classroom teacher. Give the objectives 5E format and it prepares it. Got you. So you're very specific in the prompt that you give. Yeah? Well, yeah, I think people can use AI, but use it responsibly and don't make it replace your thinking. Do the thinking yourself still. Sometimes it's useful for generating ideas, giving you ideas, but do the work. Who am I says I look up Ricardo bio on ChatGPT and it states that Ricardo has multiple PhDs. You know, look up no so.
Yeah.
Not no go so how am I? Some foolishness here from ChatGPT because I have actually asked ChatGPT for my bio and that's not what it said. So how will you tell it for to? 630
Again,
yeah.
it goes back
precisely
to what we just said, Ricardo.
Garbage in, garbage out. 630-937-124 618-6730. Those are the numbers to call. We take a break and come back with more.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, by God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path. Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's Word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis, weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with we. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. We forget to big up my DJ. DJ Jerome, the Shell Boss, I'm gonna make it bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tunes. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Faithful, good evening.
Good evening, Ricardo. Good evening, Sanjay. Sanjay, happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Faithful.
Right, good. Ricardo, you know, actually, I'm agreeing with Chief Justice Sykes, even.
Well, about what? Which part?
About everything what they say pertaining is the contents of the court.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I believe if we saw desire of good outcome in the court system, infrastructure also have to be right. And as just said this morning, if the security minister can get things done with the procurement thing, I think the justice minister can do better then.
So you're not buying the procurement argument?
It is a stumbling block, but I think he could try harder.
Okay.
And, that's one. And two, with the criticism of the justice minister, and I never want to believe in life that there's such as a holy cow. Meaning, I never want to believe that there's nobody above criticism.
Yes.
And one the criticism is truthful. That's one. And two, in line with what they are saying. I think in my mind that's fair game.
Yeah, but understand though, it's not that they're saying that the justice minister is above criticism. The concern was that as a judge, as the country's most senior judge, when you criticize politicians in that way, then, it comes across as inappropriate because judges don't normally wade into those kinds of things. But as the Chief Justice says, as the head of the judiciary, he sees that the advocacy part as part of his role.
No, but I think what you need to, what you want, in my mind, what you want to say, I'm not supposed to. What you say they are not supposed to. My thing, as long as what he's saying, if what he's saying is true,
yes,
it's acceptable and fair game for me. The only problem I would have now, if when the same measurement apply on his side, he should accept it and in the same manner. That's the only problem I would have with it now. Because
But does that happen though? Because when judges are criticized for the sentences they hand down,
right,
the response is usually that you should not criticize them.
Right, but that's fine. I'm making. That's what I say. That's what I say. As I say previous in my first statement, I don't be there in something as I want to call. I believe in anywhere desirous of criticism, once criticism is fair, I'm all for it. Because if I see, doesn't matter who the person is, if I say they said something that they don't like, I let them know I don't like it. I don't matter whether prime minister, opposition leader, whatever status they have in society. Repeat myself again, I don't be in discussing as a whole. If we do something wrong, I think it's wrong. I would say it is wrong.
All right, fair. That's fair.
Okay, cool.
All right, Faithful. Thanks for the call.
You're welcome.
630-9371-24 618-6730. Those are the numbers to call. What do you make? What do you think, YouTubers? What do you make of what the Chief Justice said? Yeah? And his defense this afternoon of his criticism of the Justice Minister and the Permanent Secretary, Grace Ann Stewart McFarlane. Yeah? Caroline Smith says respectful criticism is always welcome. Yeah? Well, all right, fair. And he said that, it was part of his advocacy role as head of the judiciary that he should speak out about these matters. Yeah? And truth be told, let us be very frank. Some of the courthouses are really bad. The Supreme Court in particular is a very uncomfortable place. And I don't even work there. I just go, I suppose part of my job takes me there, yeah? But sometimes having to sit in some of those courtrooms for the whole day to cover a trial is very uncomfortable. The seating is uncomfortable. Sometimes the AC not work. The bathroom facilities are bad. So yeah, I mean, it's a fair thing to raise as to why it's like that. Bali says, I have no problem with his criticism. Yes, Sanjay.
And Ricardo, as he made a very important point, and I'll repeat the point, the matter of planning. Because no one is expecting that we're going to have a wonderful court system, a wonderful buildings in a year. But if we have proper planning in place, just as how we see, as Faithful just indicated, within the security ministry, we're seeing the changes happening one police station at a time. So why is it that we're not seeing the same thing happening within the courts?
Yeah, I think that was the gist of George's What's on My Mind this morning. Carlene says, I agree with the Chief Justice. His advocacy is also for the general public. She's saying thank you to the Chief Justice. Jamaican for Life believes the Chief Justice was unprofessional and disrespectful. Says he should have had a private discussion with the Justice Minister, who is always accessible.
But who says he wasn't having discussions?
Well, he did. Yeah, he did say
public?
that. Yeah. Juliet Sanchez says, Ricardo, what kind of seating should be in the courtroom? Well, it's certainly not the ones that I have now, Juliet. I can tell you that much. I mean, not those hard benches.
Yeah.
It's really, really uncomfortable. Really bad for your back. Let me tell you, man. Master Jam says the Chief Justice should take no further than letters with the Permanent Secretary and meetings. Leonard Seville says, my issue with the Chief Justice argument is that he wants to spend taxpayers' money when they take years to purchase one AC unit and fail. That's the whole matter of the maintenance. Juliet is asking me if it has to be reclined seating. No, don't be silly, Juliet. No, you don't have to be reclined seating. But certainly comfortable seating for members of the public. What they have now is worse than a school bench. I can't even describe it.
Remember those long-time benches that you see in churches in the country? Tough, uncomfortable.
Carlene Smith says, it is elementary to think that he never had a discussion with the Justice Ministry. Hey, Carlene, no for this respectfully, elementary.
Well said, Carlene.
Carlene said, elementary. Protecting J.A. Good evening.
Good evening, Ricardo. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am okay. Sanjay, good evening.
Good evening, boss. How you do?
Ricardo,
yes.
I believe you're a very good fit for Cliff Hughes Online.
May make them give me more work for you.
Well, they should get more pay with the work. I believe that Cliff will roll you out more.
So that's again. Well, I'm protecting J.A. Well, so that again. So that part again. Go again.
Mr. Cliff Hughes, happy belated birthday to you, sir. Happy New Year. I believe that Ricardo Brooks is a good fit.
Not the part, man. The other part.
The pay. And since he's concerned that it might be more work, I am also suggesting to you, sir, to give him more pay.
Bugs
for the more work.
Got that clip there for me, I said clip. Anyhow, jokes aside, what's on your mind?
So last week Friday morning when you started, Ricardo, I don't know if you have ever done Cliff Hughes Online before.
I've now done it three times in my whole life.
Yes, I listened to you that first morning.
Yes.
And you were right on point with your preamble. You know, with your opening. And I believe that that is the position that, as citizens of Jamaica, we are going to have to take. We are going to just ignore those voices.
Yeah.
And I have two things to mention, but I'm just going to start here. Now, do you realize that it was maybe 2 days, 3 days after that morning and that powerful presentation you made, that the Christian Lawyer Association, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly,
the Lawyers Christian Fellowship,
Macy's, Ellen Cole and Nicholson, yes, raised their concerns about the police and the taking out of those violence producers.
Yes, I think the statement came on Monday.
It was quite troubling to me and mysterious, yes, that for a country that have always depended on the judiciary to make conclusions on matters, these lawyers were making conclusions without any evidence to back up their claim. I don't know if you guys realize that they went directly to suggest that the police were committing extrajudicial killing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what they did, you know.
They the voices I've heard so far like to say no, they're not drawing any conclusions. But then the implication, yes, the implication of raising the concern and raising an alarm must be that the actions are unlawful. Yes, it follows. That follows.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's no evidence to suggest that, but they went straight to that.
Yes.
But when she was interrogated on the position that they have taken, she really didn't produce much Monday evening, I think.
Yes.
When she was asked direct questions. Now, I have my own position on that, Ricardo. It is quite troubling that in a time when we are experiencing a 43% reduction in murders, the most frightening crime in the region, but especially in Jamaica. All these people, we never see them or hear them from anywhere, and they are coming out now to holler. What is this situation about? And I've drawn my own conclusion, and I'm just going to take 30 seconds to share with you. If crime is being reduced in Jamaica, criminals are being taken out, then it means, therefore, that the criminal defense apparatus of the system, of who it is that they defend. So all I think, along with other Jamaicans out here, is that these people are just singing and dancing for their plate of food, because that's what it is. Because if there are less criminals to defend, then it means that the money now mix. It is not just the criminals in Ricardo and Sanjay and listeners who make money out of crime, you know. These lawyers have some fees, you know. They fee them name, Capital One murder, representation at this level, sentencing fee, every fee you can think of in the book, you know. There is an economy in crime, not just for those who commit the crime. There's also an economy in crime where a small island state like Jamaica have 300 and odd funeral parlor. When you don't have 1,684 people dying anymore, what do you think is going to happen? They have to go locked down. There is an economy in crime. When after 1997, when murder went over 1,000 for the first time, you have all these security companies just blow up all over the place. If there is no crime and there is no criminal, all these people are going to go to business. Everybody is just singing and dancing for their plate of food. And that's my position on that.
So I have heard that position. Hold on, no, because that's a fairly significant contribution. I have heard that. I've heard it. I've thought about it, and I wondered to myself. And I'm not going to dismiss you out of hand. I'm not. But you think people could really be that? Because it's a very cynical view, you know, very, very cynical view. You think that would really be the case?
Yes, Ricardo. I know it to be the case. I know it to be the case, Ricardo, because you see, I think it's a you some time ago. I think you mentioned it some time ago too. Jamaica will only prosper. We need prosperity. If we are going to be honest with ourselves, we need to be honest.
Yes, that's true.
We need to be totally honest, Ricardo, because guess what? Just imagine The doctors of Cornwall Regional was recently mentioned in a statement by somebody that I don't know if it was the head doctor or whoever.
Dr. Frey.
That worked at Cornwall Regional.
Dr. Delroy Frey,
Dr.
yes.
Frey.
That they can free up more resources now because they're seeing less murders and gunshot wounds, yes.
We need to be real, you know.
Yeah.
And then what we have people in the society doing, just as you said, they're still trying to keep a certain type of conversation alive to continue the fear of crime in the minds of the people of Jamaica, even though, as you said in your piece, that we must believe our lying eyes. Murders are go down. I remember, you know, I have a family member, you know, Ricardo, who said to me recently, you know, they used to be fearful to start watching the 7 o'clock news on a certain news station at 7.
Yeah.
So they usually just turn on the TV about 7:15. Because the first 15 minutes used to be who dead around there, so who dead down there, so who shot and how much. Nowadays, they don't have to do that. Because you hardly hear of incidents like those. And we need to be honest with ourselves as Jamaicans. And I want to end right here with this. Dr. Horace Chang is the biggest hero in Jamaica. And I believe Heroes Day, he must get the order of something, even if they have to go create one new category.
Didn't he get the order of Jamaica the other day? I think he did, didn't he?
Well, I mean, I don't know when but he must go get the order of the Republic of Jamaica next when they cross the bridge, because he is the biggest hero in this regard. The next little thing I want to touch on, I don't want to talk about it too much, you know, because as the Prime Minister said, we must stay out of people's business. Cockroach and business is not foul fight. But aren't you curious, Ricardo, to find out what this sealed indictment that will be revealed throughout this case against the Venezuelan president, the former Venezuelan president? Aren't you a little bit curious as a journalist? What is in it concerning the Caribbean leaders?
It's unsealed.
It's unsealed
yeah,
now?
man. The indictment is unsealed. It doesn't name anybody, but it does reference Caribbean politicians along the Caribbean route. That's the language it uses.
I noticed a certain newspaper went ahead to establish the connection between a certain political party in Jamaica and Chavez and Maduro. What do you think about that piece in that paper?
Oh, I have not read that. Where is it?
In the Gleaner.
Oh, I see. I'll have to check on it. I didn't see that.
They start to establish or re-establish the connection between the PMP and the Chavez's and Maduro's party.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And then now, I am wondering if they are such close friends, even though that era of strongmanship is dying out. If they are such close friends, I wonder who from that party will fly to New York to go bail Maduro. That's where I stop tonight, Ricardo. Have a good night, guys.
Well, first of all, I don't think Nicolas Maduro will be granted bail. That's one. And two, I rather doubt anybody at all from Jamaica will stand that surety. But the point he made a while ago, Sanjay, because I've seen it and I've thought about it, and I've learned in this business not to dismiss some ideas as far-fetched. Because one of the things when I came into it, Sanjay, I used to think that everybody acted from a place of good faith. I genuinely used to believe that people were, genuinely good people and they acted out of good faith. And I think the more I've been in this business, the more I've come to realize that is not the case. Yeah? So I'm not dismissing what he's saying. He could well be right. But wouldn't that be very sad if that were actually the motives that drive some of the criticism? Wouldn't that be sad? No, not hearing Sanjay. Yeah, it would be sad. Yes.
You hear me now, Ricardo?
Yes.
No, I was saying it would be very sad, and I've heard the narrative before, and sometimes I really don't want to give it much thought. But as you indicated, being in this business now, there are certain things that you can't put as being far-fetched at all. And he may be very well onto something, but I really hope that he's wrong. I really hope so.
I would hope so too. 630-937-124, 618-6730. Bally says, Ricardo, I told you. What did you tell me by Bally? What did you tell me? Henry says, evening Spanish Town. There's an undertake on every corner, essentially, is what Henry's saying. Carlene, Ricardo, some parlors have people in hospitals damaging the refrigerator used to store bodies just to get the work, so it's possible. Really, Carlene?
Wow.
I mean, yeah, look, I'm not naive to the fact that obviously there's an entire cottage industry around. Yeah, that I get. But what I'm talking about is those who, make public commentary and contribute to national debates, that, they're doing it from a place of self-interest. That's the part that would really surprise me. Bally says, he told me about the people you see parading as good faith actors. Oh yes, Bally. So I've come to accept that. Those are not necessarily good faith actors. Javon Blake says, same one from... Let me not read that. Not going to read that. Let's go for a break and come back with more.
Taboo topics, Voyagings After Dark,
riveting discussions,
celebrity news and interviews,
topics that are shunned by society,
and everything else in between. Voyagings After Dark with Kareem Voyagings, each and every Wednesday, 8 to 11 p.m. Voyagings After Dark. No topic is too taboo or hard to discuss. Come get your mind blown and your curiosity explored. Voyagings After Dark.
Cliff Says is by far the most popular mid-morning radio segment in Jamaica. Cliff Hughes shares his views on the hot-button topics of the day, editorializing on various issues in the news, breaking news stories, and expounding on stories. Cliff Says sets the tone of the show for the rest of the day. Join the award-winning journalist Cliff Hughes weekdays during Cliff Hughes Online at 10 to 10:30 a.m. Join the revolution in media.
So I just checked the murder stats so far for 2026. The same period last year, 5 Jamaicans had been murdered at this point last year. And as at the latest figures they have, let me tell you about, this is up to, where is it? Okay, not seeing up to where, but 4. It's 4. So, yeah. This is between, this is between January 1 and January 3, so it hasn't been updated yet. Yeah, so let's hope the security forces can, keep pace. Keep pace.
That's very important.
With what they did last year and even bettered it. Somebody said to me, it's going to go below 500. And I say, I would have to see it to believe it. But then again, I never believed that it would go below 1,000. So
exactly, and just to see what, how much was it? 673?
673, I think, yes.
Yeah, for last year, we really have to commend the security forces, Ricardo, because I did not know that in my lifetime.
I keep saying it.
I would see murders under 1,000.
Sanjay, I keep saying it. I just thought it was a fact of life.
Yeah.
That it was just something we did in Jamaica.
And when we see 673, the lowest total in over 30 years, that is something that we really have for Jamaicans, as I said, get pot cover and celebrate.
Absolutely.
Yeah? And we're not celebrating the fact that 673 individuals have lost their lives. Of course not. But to see the numbers below 1,000 is something that we really have to celebrate. Yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully they'll be able to keep that momentum going. 630-937-124-618-6730.
Yeah. I support the listener, Ricardo. I want to see it now below 500. Yeah. Let's aim for that.
Yeah.
Getting ambitious.
That would be a truly extraordinary accomplishment and achievement. But then it was 8, then it went to 19, then 42. So Yeah, let's see if he can, get another big jump.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Linda Ming says, why are you youngsters behaving like your lifetime long? No, it's not long, Linda. But me just I tell you, say, I just, from as long as I can remember, it's beer 1000 I can remember. Yeah. Carlene says, true, Ricardo, thankfully we're doing better than years ago. Yeah, a lot of the YouTubers are agreeing with that caller that there is an industry around the business of crime, and that there are people who benefit, not necessarily benefit in illegal ways, but who benefit from the numbers being high. Crime is going on this year like... Alright, not sure what you're saying there, Michael, right? But the YouTubers are weighing in on the matter of crime and what the caller said about those who benefit, and seemingly YouTubers are agreeing that, yeah, there are people who benefit and there are people who advocate and posture in particular ways because they benefit. What? I think this is the first time since I've hosted this show, Books, you can't tell me, that the usual suspects are not on the line. Books, are sure the phone work? 630-937-124 618-6730. Linda Ming says the business is around debts. Rick Jam says both legal means and illegal means. Javan is bigging up Dr. Chang. He must get the Nobel Peace Prize area now. But I do think Dr. Chang is the man of 2025. Yeah. By the way, tell me something, Sanjay. I know the Gleaner in the past, was it Man of the Year? Was that the award? And it was given to Dr. Peter Phillips. Was that is that an annual award, or it was just a one-off thing?
It to my memory, Ricardo, it should be. It was always an annual award, but I can't recall since what.
I only remember Dr. Phillips ever getting it. I don't remember anybody else. If I could make a suggestion to my friends at the Gleaner, perhaps Dr. Chan, perhaps he should be I think he should be considered. I mean, no, don't laugh. I'm being serious.
One year you had Usain Bolt also. Did you remember? I think it was 2016.
Okay. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen Dr. Phillips, but Dr. Phillips certainly deserved it at the time he got it, for the reasons they gave. But I would definitely recommend Dr. Chang. George, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, George.
Good night to the both of you. Yeah, I have a concern about the extrajudicial killing.
Yes.
Because they're not wearing any body camera, so they can just shoot someone and say that's out. That's not a good thing. Because if you're doing the right thing, you must have a camera, because I do construction work too. And I'm glad when I go on a complex and I see the camera. So I know when I'm there on the side, anybody can see me on the camera, so I don't take nothing, I'm going to do the right thing. They get me, so nobody can accuse me for the camera, they're there to see. So why the police force don't want to use the camera?
Is that the case though? Is it that they don't want to use the camera?
I saw me here in the media, so the commissioner don't want to.
Where did you hear that?
Use the camera.
Where did you hear that?
I hear that all about in a lot of media.
Well, I'm here to tell you.
They're fighting, so the police force fighting against the camera hearing.
Well, I'm here to tell you that is not true. Wherever you heard that is not true. In fact, it is this commissioner of police who has presided over the force procuring 1,000 additional body-worn cameras. 1,000. And they're in that process now of getting those cameras. So it is absolutely not true that the police, certainly not this commissioner, is fighting against body-worn. That's not true. That is not true.
So how many persons was murdered in judicial killing here?
Well, you couldn't make the claim that they were murdered until an investigation is finished. If you want to know how many people have been killed so far, the latest number I've seen is 12. so far?
No, not so far, man. In last year.
Oh, last year, 311, I think. It was 311.
And how much was the general for the people that they call criminal murder? 600 and almost 70.
As in how many people were killed by criminals, murdered by criminals?
Yeah.
673.
Yeah, so when you put that together.
No. Hold on. Let me get, you say, hold on. You say alleged criminals. You're asking me how many Jamaicans were murdered by criminals?
Yeah, we couldn't know how many Jamaican was murdered by criminals. I have 300 people that was killed that they didn't know if it's murder, because if you can't afford a lawyer and police say you're dead, it just gone down the jail. So we don't know if it was a murder or it's just police killing. You get me?
Okay, so you're saying you don't know, we don't yet know whether any of those cases were extrajudicial killings?
Yeah, we still not gonna know, because
well, no, I don't know that's true. You know Indicom? You know what Indicom does?
Yeah, Indicom is just a decoration. Indicom not on the seat because they cannot arrest a police officer. And then the moment can investigate.
But you are aware that in the first 9 months of 2025, because of Indicom's investigations, almost 70 members of the security forces were brought before the court?
Yeah, but some of the police when they bring front of the court, the man were innocent. And the man were really.
No, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways though. You can't say Indicom. You can't say hold on. Reason it out. You can't say Indicom is just for decorations, and then when me tell you say them investigation has caused people to be brought before the court, you gotta say, oh, but the people are innocent. Then the two things.
No, I never say all of them innocent, but me I say most of the time the man the police were innocent, and them always I get caught up with Indicom.
No, but there's an investigative. Hold on. But if an investigation is done, and Indicom thinks it has sufficient evidence to mount a case, and then it sends it to the DPP, and the DPP say yes, there is evidence, bring a charge, and then you go through the trial process or the court process, and then the people are found innocent. That don't mean Indicom hasn't done its job.
So how much of the 73 was convicted?
I don't remember that number off the top of my head.
Oh, so basically.
But and to be clear, I'm not sure. And to be clear, I'm not sure that those matters are concluded.
And I heard something about 4-year-old got killed by the security force since the start of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the allegation. Yes, that a 4-year-old was shot.
Wow, a lot of misinformation is here. So sometimes you don't know how to clarify.
Yes, that allegation is true. Well, there's an allegation. I mean, not the allegation is true. There's an allegation.
There will be an expert a chance.
But you should but you should be careful where you get the information from, because if you're listening to media houses that are telling you that the commissioner is fighting body-worn cameras, you probably should stop listening to those media houses.
Or maybe I listen to the People's National Party, the people them.
Oh well, I don't think I've heard the PNP say that either. But all right, my brother.
No, I'm not talk like this.
Oh, you mean the bloggers and so?
Like the supporters.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Maybe I listen to them.
Well, you shouldn't. Not so much. All right. Thanks for the call.
Ricardo, I was going through the list of some of the Gleaners Man of the Year.
Oh, there's a list. Okay.
Yeah, man.
So it's every year.
Yeah, well, I haven't. My list that I'm seeing here is up to 2018.
Okay.
2016 was Usain Bolt. 2015 was Dr. Peter Phillips. In 2014, they had a Company of the Year, Grace Kennedy. Digicel was Company of the Year. Owen Ellington was 2011. Christoph Dunn was 2010. But we're not seeing after 2018. I'm not seeing any name, company, or individual. So I'm not sure if they have discontinued the Man of the Year or Company of the Year as they have done in some time.
I think Dr. Chang should be a candidate. At the very least, a nominee. I think so. All right, gonna leave it there. Dana Davey, producer, thank you. Andrew Boogs Anderson, the man behind the controls, thank you so much. All our contributors or YouTubers, thank you for keeping us company. Jamaican fella say, Maduro will be the cleanest person of the year. To make a black Jamaican for life. Some of us stop get trouble. Anyway, actually, no, you could make Maduro person of the year, and there could be a way of justifying that. Absolutely, he's probably the biggest. No, it wouldn't be the person of last year.
Yeah,
it'd have been the person of this year. But we don't know what.
maybe Donald Trump.
Of last year? Probably. All right.
Always done one.
I'm Ricardo Brooks.
My name is Sanjay Lewis. Wishing for you a wonderful evening.
A tip for safe and responsible gambling. When you plan to gamble, leave your debit and credit cards at home to limit how